There we go. I think we are going live. Hello and welcome everybody. Hello Corey. Hello Krista.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
This is a big event. I'm so excited.
Me too. This is one of those things that just demonstrates how freaking fantastic joint ventures are, because this is our first day of the JVology giveaway, where Krista and Corey are going to interview a bunch of our contributors. Now, I just want to put this in perspective. The JVology giveaway, I want to tell you a little brief story before we get going on. Then I'm going to pass you over to the smarter and better looking two that are going to interview. We started this process as a way to feature our community members at JVology to one another. And it was like a small little thing, maybe I think the first time we had 38 or 40 contributors or something like that. And we don't really market it. We don't do much of anything at all with it other than it's like, hey, it's a way to meet one another. And here we are at our third, I guess this is our fourth giveaway that we don't really market or put much effort and energy into. And we have over 75 contributors making incredible gifts to serve and support. And this thing has just, frankly, gotten away from us a little bit, which is pretty freaking fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It is fantastic. Just looking at who we have lined up today that we're going to get to talk to and what they're contributing, it's just so exciting. It's so exciting.
It is too. So let's talk. Corey's been like checking them all out, doing all
I'm
those things.
excited. I'm a little nervous. It's going to be fun.
Okay, so let's tell the folks a little bit about what we're up to and all those fun, wonderful things. And let's handle some mechanics. Hello, Cloris. Good to see you. In fact, I think, Cloris, you are our first interviewee coming up pretty darn quick. Awesome. So here's how this goes. And just to let you know all of those pieces, and I will put the link in the chat here momentarily, is that so we have these 75 contributors. They have contributed gifts in basically 6 categories. So today is lead generation, personal development, health and wellness, sales, business development. That's 5.
Money mastery.
Money mastery. Yeah, money matters and money mastery combined into one. And it is pretty exceptional. So what transpires is this. Instead of like most giveaways where it's like, hey, just go to the page, all the rest of it. We want you as a receiver of the gifts to choose the right gift for you. Because there's no point in downloading 75 things that are going to sit in your download folder. Like that doesn't make any sense. So here's what we do that's a little different. Is that we interview the people who are giving the gifts so that you can get a sense of who they are, what the gift is, how you get the most out of it, and then make a decision. Please hear this, decide to get the gift, and for the love of all things good in the damn world, use it. You don't need another file on your computer.
Yeah. Speaking of files in the computer, I started getting my gifts earlier today, and I created a folder in my email that says JVology giveaways, because I know I'm not going to be able to dive into each and every one and give them the attention that they need today or maybe even this week. So I created a folder. As I'm opting to get these amazing gifts, I'm throwing them in that folder so I can go back and really give them the attention that I want, and they don't get all blended in and mixed up with the 500 other email that I have for today. I was going to say it. Like 500, that's nothing. Yeah, 500.
It's true. I was going to add one other thing to that. I know. We would love to have a conversation with you. If you want to ask any of the guests any questions, then the way to do that is you must be watching the show from the broadcast page. And because we share this in all sorts of different groups, and if you're just like in a sort of replay group, we can't see your chat. So please do this. Either click on the video or click on the little JFazette button just above the video. It will take you to the broadcast page, which makes it a decent size on your left-hand side. And then you've got the notes and the chat on the right-hand side. And we can connect and have fun and get things moving and shaking. Did I miss any mechanical details, ladies?
I don't think so.
I think that's it. I mean, the most important thing is if you do want us to see your comments, is to get over to the Like JVolgy page. The little, as Jay just said, it's there. That way we can see you and share this. Hey, while you're watching it, just hit share it to your page, or if there's a watch party. I'm telling you, if you are an entrepreneur in business, even if you're just looking to improve your life and your health or the way you view money, share it. And I'm sure so many people that you know would love to have access to this as well. So just the more the merrier.
Absolutely true. And just on the note of sharing, which I thank you for bringing that up, is that there are a few places in the universe where you get to opt in and get 70 gifts. And again, I just want to say one other piece about this. These aren't just little checklists. These are like full books. This is a full digital program. Our Mastermind Essentials, we've sold for years at $497. Like there's a whole bunch of really phenomenal programs in there that I highly, highly encourage you to select, choose, get, and take advantage of. On that note, I think we have folks raring to go. So I'm just going to do this. I will be checking in and out in terms of the shows and all of those pieces. And I want to say, have fun, enjoy yourselves. And truly, number one, take the time to meet, connect with the people who are generously giving the gifts, and enjoy and watch your life, your business take off from this point forward. So I'm going to leave it in the hands of these two brilliant ladies, and we will see you all soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So Jay is off to save the world, as he always does on a daily basis. And Corey and I are really looking forward to bringing on our amazing guests. And I can't see if she's there, but there we go.
Oh, there we go.
How are you?
Hi, Chloris.
Hi, Krista.
So great to have you. So just we'd love to know a little bit more about you and what it is that you're offering to us on the giveaway.
Well, I'm excited about this. I am super passionate about building long-term relationships with influencers to grow your business. That's why I wrote my book, Beyond Influencer Marketing, and created this program to help you position yourself as an expert by building an expert kit. So that's what the gift is about, is basically finding the key components for expert positioning and putting them all together into a one sheet. And you've probably heard about it, right? Your one sheet for featured appearances. So it includes your value proposition, your bio that you will include in that one sheet, special links to share with the influencers, including your lead magnet link, right? Your image, any social proof you might want to include. So all of those elements, I walk you step by step, hello Jay, through the process to create this.
Do I have to use those?
Yes.
And of course, this is really, really valuable. And I will tell you
Putting these in.
that it comes up a lot within our community, the importance of having
I
a
have no
one
sound with that.
But I have to say, it's not easy to put together for someone who doesn't do that. And so is this something that you're offering?
Yes, exactly. That's the gift. So basically, you will see one module per element of your expert kit. And then I also give you a professionally designed template so that as you go through the training, you complete each element of your one sheet. And at the end, you will have your one sheet. All you have to do is save it as a PDF and start pitching to podcasters, to summit hosts, to YouTube channel hosts, all kinds of new media that you can apply to, starting today and really get your message out there. Because if you are waiting for for your own platform to grow, that takes time, right? There's nothing like being featured as an expert for you to reach ideal audiences with your powerful message. And that's what this is all about. It's about connecting with ideal audiences led by influencers, and then share your message and grow your business really exponentially.
That's really fantastic. I want to take a look at that. We're going to pull the sheet up. This is really, I love that you're saying bit by bit you help them or help all of us put together those pieces, because I know that very often we're asked the same questions over and over again, like, oh, if you want to be a guest on a podcast or on one of our JVology shows or featured somewhere, they are asking for a little bio, what do you do, who do you serve? And once you have that down pat, then you should be able to pull it and reuse that exact same material each time. And to be able to send a one sheet like this, not only looks so good, it looks so professional, really elevates you.
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of people don't start because they feel like they don't have what it takes to send the pitches. I have to have a TEDx talk or publish a best-selling book to be able to do this. But the reality is that no, you are ready. When you go through this training, you will see how you, in your particular situation, in the whatever stage you are in your business, you can take those key elements until you have accomplished your expertise and create this clear picture of how you deliver just amazing value to audiences. And then the influencers will see that and, of course, invite you to share that message.
I love that, Clore. Sorry, I've been having mic issues here, so I've been in and out because we were trying to get my little earbuds in, so I missed some of that. But I was going to ask who would benefit, and obviously you've probably already covered that about anybody who is obviously, wanting to be interviewed and get more clients, right? Is there any specific market that it would benefit the most, or all entrepreneurs?
I would say if you have a business that you build center on your expertise, right? You're monetizing your expertise, then this is for you because it's about positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your particular field of expertise. So that's what you do. This is my one sheet. And I think that's a huge step. Like once you have this, then the rest is just about building relationships. In JVology, that's what you guys do, right? You build those relationships and then you move on to bigger things such as joint venture partnerships. So, but you have to start somewhere, and this is what the Expert Kit training is all about.
Great, Michelle, chiming in. Yeah, asking where, what kind of places you would want to use that.
Yes,
that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question, Michelle. Well, if you want to be a guest on a podcast, you will use it. And even if the host does not ask you for your actual one sheet, you can just take the bio that they will ask for. So all the stuff they ask for when you're going to be a guest is on the one sheet. So you just copy and paste. You can use it for virtual summits if you're going to be the expert speaker, if you're going to be featured on YouTube for somebody's channel or on a Facebook Live. Let's say that you have a connection, want to connect with somebody who has a large Facebook group. They want to have you as an expert guest. You will use the same information. So any appearance that you might have where you're going to be interviewed, share your expertise, you will use those elements. And once you have that, so as you said, Krista, I believe you said that you can use that over and over again. So you save a lot of time and you can actually systematize this. So you will have somebody, a VA, do the research for you for all those podcasts, places to be featured on. And then it's your system. You have the list of podcasters, you send your pitch, you get approved, you share your lead magnet, you grow your list, and then you convert those subscribers into clients.
That's fantastic. I want to know a little bit more about you. Why is it that you chose to do this? What is your main offering in the work that you do?
Well, I grew my own business thanks to connections with influencers. I was one of those who I had my blog. I would blog every day. And I had a radio show. It was a live, and I would just go with solo episodes. And I did that for a long time, and I still had the same 30 readers, the same 20 podcast or radio show listeners. And I was trying to find what to do. And that's when I came up to the realization that I didn't have to do it all on my own. What if instead I connected with existing audiences and influencers who were leaders of those audiences? So I started to invite people to be guests on my show, connected with amazing influencers, and I started to post my articles on large websites such as Tiny Buddha. So I got all these people coming to me without having to change my message, without having to create new content. I just had a signature talk. I would go and be on podcasts, and everything really changed. So inspired by that, I basically changed the direction of my business, wrote Beyond Influencer Marketing, the book, started a podcast of the same name. And, Jay was a guest on my show and then my summit. We've known each other for a while, so that's why I'm here.
And so talk about the growth that's happened since you made that pivot.
Well, I went.
What does that look like and felt like for you as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, it was just going from nearly quitting, because I remember I woke up one night after another sleepless night, saying, okay, I'm done. I'm not cut out for this. And I hear that often. It's like, it didn't work out, and I had lost that confidence that I used to have. Thank goodness I didn't give up. I was, I guess, mentored by Dr. Wayne Dyer. I mean, we connected. It's a long story, but we connected. That was one of my first influencer connections. And he said, you have to keep your magic, keep your burning desire going. So I got out of that and I said, okay, I have to find a solution. And since then, I've changed the lives of really thousands of entrepreneurs. Hundreds of clients have gone through my programs. And, I continue to change lives and continue to share this message that is changing their lives, because now they are building those connections, those long-term connections that are there for you, in the long term. It's not just like a one-off, because it's something that you hear often. Oh, I'll just have an Instagram shout out that will save my business, or I will go on one podcast and that'll be it. No, it's about building those connections with the influencers. So that's a huge change.
That's exciting, Cloris. Thank you so much. That's a great gift too. So I just want to remind everybody to go over to the JVologyGiveaway.com page and click on the Get Gift for Cloris. You're going to get an expert kit training. And it looks like there's going to be lots of great stuff in there for everybody. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here.
It's great to be here.
Definitely be getting your gift, Cloris. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Works for everyone.
All right, so we are nonstop here at JVology, finding different ways to showcase our community, as well as really bring more people in to know the art and science of joint venture. So not only do we have the giveaway this week, but that awesome little commercial you just saw produced by our one and only Michelle Nudlick is all about what's coming up next week, and that is our 5 partners or more in 5-day challenge. Everyone walks away with more. They actually do the work. They walk away with more. So whether you participated in the 5 partners in 5 days challenge 2 or 3 other times, or it's your first time, don't miss this round. It's happening next week. All right. So Michelle and Charisse, who do we have up next?
Hi there.
How are you?
Katya. How do you say that? Katya? Is that right?
Katya.
Katya. Katya.
So that's where I'm originally, the name comes and this accent comes from Finland, and now I'm living in Marbella, Spain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
You're
international.
coming to us from Spain. That's amazing. I love that.
Great. So glad to have you. Welcome to the JVology giveaway. And tell us all right, so from Finland to Spain, first of all, I want to know, how did you even connect with JVology? I mean, I know we're everywhere, but how did you connect with us?
I actually used to live in California when I was studying my master's in spiritual psychology. So I got to know certain circles where Jay was part of them. And then JVology sounds so amazing. I always believe in collaboration. So I was like, I'm in, and I love those challenges. So when you mentioned the challenge, I was like, yay, this is exciting. A new challenge coming up. And that's how I met Jay and connected with him during events.
Nice. And Michelle said, beautiful accent. I agree. I could listen to you talk all day.
So on that note, tell us more. What is your gift? You said you were studying spiritual
psychology.
All right. And what have you done with that education and gifts?
I actually help people with their stories. That is something, we all have stories that we are sharing with them, whether it's internally or externally. And when we are entrepreneurs, we want to share captivating content that on Facebook, for example, that is the scroll stopping one that people are like, oh, I need to read this, and they are stop the scrolling. So what I'm sharing as a gift is captivating content for Facebook. It shares 5 secrets how you can create stories. Even if you think I don't have any stories, you do, because every day is a story itself. But then how to choose stories that make sense for your business. So that's another thing that is part of the gift, is a session with me, one-on-one session, where I help people to discover their signature story. So that is the story that they can share when they are speaking in a podcast, when they are writing an article, when they are even sharing on Facebook. People need to know them, because people buy from people. So you need to create the connection, and a story is a way to create it. This story can touch emotions, and it can also highlight your expertise. And that can make your ideal client to see your journey, because they might be where you were once before you started your expertise journey. So they can relate to that story and say like, hey, you figured out way out from this situation, so you are the expert I need.
Absolutely. You've hit on a lot of really interesting things here. And one of them that really stands out to me is how to stand out on Facebook, whether we're doing an ad or simply writing posts time and time again, wanting to grab people's attention. I know I would greatly benefit from talking with you and learning what is it that gets people's attention, and what is it about your story that can stand out. So that really stands out to me a lot. Do you enjoy doing that?
I love it. And it's part of the gift as well, when people are sharing their journey. Like, that is my gift, to find this story that is this story to share, that it helps you to grow your business and get more clients, because there is many people out there. But how do you stand out? Because there are people who are offering similar services, and your story is the one that is unique to you.
And I know when I'm researching something or checking out a business, Facebook or online, I always look for who's the person, like what about this person? What's their story? What's their background? What's their history? I always look for that. So I think you've got a really good angle there about, sharing something that will really connect with their audience.
That's so true. And often we're
more personal
to see it ourselves, to know what's interesting. We may think that it has to be our education or things like that, but it's really some essence about what we've experienced or done. And I love that you help extract that from people so they can, find something unique. Again, we're usually too close to know that it's our own life. Like, I don't know if it's that interesting, but to others, it's really interesting.
And that's the thing, because sometimes we are like, oh, but that doesn't matter, and this wasn't that big deal, or whatever your inner language is. And when I hear it with the fresh ears, and then it's like, oh, that's the thing. And then I can help also to craft this story. That's the program that I have, then, to helping people to craft the story that serves them.
Right. And like Michelle said, I need to put my best story forward, because what parts of our life what do you focus on? What is worth sharing? What will people be interested in, right?
And that is another area as well. Like, what do you share? Sometimes we are undersharing, sometimes we might be oversharing. And when we are ready to share a story, and that's often I'm sharing like, okay, when you see that life happened for you, then you might be ready to start sharing this story. If you're still in a place where life happens to you, you are still in the process.
Oh, that's very insightful. And the other thing I would find very beneficial in working with you is not only finding my story, but how does my story connect to the business that I'm doing? Because
Yes.
that's the important part too. You don't want to have a random story that's disjointed from where you're trying to lead people to work with you. So is that part of what you do as well, I assume?
Yes, because it needs to make sense for your business as well. So that it is actually connecting you with your ideal clients. That's the whole point. When you're a business owner and you want to share content, when you want to share stories, that your ideal clients can connect with you.
Yeah, and be aligned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you find those people who you're meant to work with.
Awesome. Well, speaking of one last question, quick, our crazy question of the moment is, are you a dog person or a cat person?
I have actually had cats and dogs, but I absolutely love dogs. I had a Staffordshire Bull Terrier for 15 years, and now I haven't had a new dog because I've been traveling, but I'm definitely a dog person.
Yay!
Totally. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Katja. We really appreciate having you here. And again, head over to the JVologyGiveaway.com page and click on Get Gift for captivating content for Facebook. I think everybody can use that. And we really appreciate you being here, Katja, and sharing your story and your gift with us.
And
Thank
hoping
you. Thank
all
you
of us
so
bring
much.
our stories to life. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Bye for now.
And we're
I was so busy dancing along to that groovy little commercial back there that all of a sudden
Those commercials are fantastic.
back again. So there was a comment that says, how do we get in touch with Katja? And if you'll check the comments, we do have the Facebook link. I'm sorry, in the comments in Facebook, we do have the link so that you have access to all of the gifts of all of our contributors. You get to pick and choose only the ones that you want, and that's where you're going to find Katja. And now,
Perfect.
drum roll, please.
What are we doing now?
We're introducing our very good friend and essential JVology teammate, Michelle Nudlick. How are you, Michelle?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, are you stressing? You guys are doing awesome. Why are you stressing?
We put in these, and I guess that's maybe that'll help with feedback or whatever. But no, good. I'm just
You guys are doing awesome. You're rocking and rolling.
along for a little bit here. I'm glad you're next.
Hey.
So we get to have fun together all the time, and all of our behind the scenes. Michelle's been just vital in getting the giveaway put together and all those pieces. But we are not here to talk about how fabulous she is with JVology. We are here to talk about how fabulous you are with your own company, Awareness Strategies. So let's hear it, Michelle. Welcome.
Yay. So for those of you who don't know, I am the creative director of Awareness Strategy. So what we're going to be focusing on for our giveaway is helping you to strategize your marketing. So we start off, there's actually a ton of gifts all rolled into one in here, and it's kind of fun. So I'm going to explain what it is that everybody gets when they sign up. Okay. They'll start with what we call the marketing stack. And if you guys are familiar with, you remember in the 70s when they had those really cute little games that rocked the boat and that had a little tower in it, and you had to put the little plastic donuts on it, the purple one and then the blue one, and then you stack them.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm old enough to remember that.
Excellent. For those of you who are younger, don't worry about it. Basically, what it is.
But it's just really cool.
It is super fun. Played with them for hours. And in marketing, we do the same thing. So there are certain elements of marketing that you have to have a certain foundation in place before you put the next element, the next element, and the next element. So what I've done is I've itemized that stack for you so that you can get an understanding of what needs to happen in your marketing first and foremost, and then you can build on to the next part and the next part and the next part. So what's super cool to me is it doesn't matter if you're just starting a business, thinking about going into business, or you've been in business for 10 years and you're making $10 million, the stack still applies. So what can happen is people put a whole bunch of tactics together and then they lose sight of their focus and their strategies. And you just kind of have to go back to basics. So you go back to the stack and you go, oh, okay, let's look at this number one thing. And then once we've got that as tight as we can, then we go on to number two, number three, and so on. And keep in mind, as businesses grow, sometimes these things change. So your marketing, your branding might change, who you want to attract might change, the corporate culture might change, the way you want your clients to feel might change. So it's really important to go back and look at these things. So once you have the stack, you get to go to your number one marketing priority, which is a little assessment where you get to go and fill in kind of where you're at in your business, and you get an automatic report that comes back and says, hey, this is the number one thing you have to focus on. So get after it and rock on. And then if you like that, you get to go to your business health report, which we go into a further depth and analysis of your company. Then we throw you into a strategy session with me. I will brainstorm with you all of your goals, ambitions, what you want to have happen. And then we kick out a report that shows you exactly what you need to do for the next year in your marketing. So if you already have a marketing department, great. You just take the report to them, go, here's what we have to do, and this is how we're going to make money this year. And off to the races you go. If you don't have a marketing department, well, we can help you with that much too. So there you go. How's that? Was that kind of
Michelle? You've obviously done this before. Well, a value of 1,997. So you're getting a lot.
You're getting a lot. So we've had people do the strategy session and they're blown away. I have this ability to be able to make all the things that you make complicated super easy. So right. I have this ability to look in the chaos. If you remember Jurassic Park and he was explaining the chaos theory, everything seems random and coming at you from all different angles. But if you look at it enough, you'll start to find patterns in there. And being able to identify those patterns of what you've got going on, even if you seem like you're like, well, but I'm an engineering brain, but I do the psychic thing and I don't know how the two work together, or I'm a lawyer and I want to drive a truck. It doesn't matter what it is. Somehow, some way, there's a capacity to be able to bring those together and have you have fun doing your thing and attracting an audience that wants to pay you to do your thing, which is super fun.
Huh.
It really is, really is. So let's take a look at what the gift is. Well, the gift is way bigger than what you can see on this page, but
yeah, I got to put my glasses on here.
So it is your ultimate marketing blueprint. And as I said, it has a bunch of different components to it. So number one is you're learning the marketing stack. Number two, you're identifying your number one priority. Number three is you get the complete web audit. Oh, I forgot about the web audit. You also get a web audit, which is super cool. All you have to do is put your website into it, and we pop out this fantastic, sometimes 36-page report that has what's going right in your website, what's could be changed in your website, and what's broken in your website needs to be changed. But you get to look at it. If it's a broken link to a blog from 10 years ago that you don't even do anything with anymore, great, you just get rid of those links. But if it's something vital, like your opt-in isn't working, then you could go, oh, hey, who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't have us on your team yet, then the web audit will do an awesome job for you.
And we can speak from experience with working with you, Michelle. You've taken care of so many holes. I'm thinking of someone starting a business and they don't even know like where to start, right? Or there's so much going on. Like, how do you focus in and just take care of the most important thing first and then build on that? That's invaluable, I think, for any entrepreneur, because like that's so hard to do by yourself if you don't have experience.
It is. It's really hard. And like to be able to take all of the, what I'm going to say, the vastness of my experience. So is to be able to identify, especially if you're new in business and you're looking at things like, well, what color is my logo going to be? And what do I care? I'm just going to write my name and it's going to be, it does matter actually, because when people look at it, they feel a certain way just by looking at a thing, which seems really weird, but it's true. I mean, you look at McDonald's or a Nike or whatever, you feel a certain way looking at their logos, which is why companies will change them to maintain the current marketing kind of culture that's going on in the world. Some of them, like Nike, once done and never changed because they did an awesome job of it, and it still pertains to the marketplace. So finding out what your colors are, your fonts are, it seems really trivial, but it can make a huge impact on how people feel when they see your company.
Absolutely. And I know that we get too close to our own work. It's incredibly helpful to have another set of eyes, especially an expert set of eyes like you are, on everything from the big picture to finding a broken link that we didn't know was there.
Which never happens.
Never happens.
Finding dates that are inaccurate. I mean, there's a million things that can be discovered. And what you are offering here is just above and beyond generous, Michelle, and everyone should take advantage of it. But so let's get a little more specific though. Who really should take advantage of this gift from you?
Well, I would really love it if corporations that are been around for 3 years, making more than $3 million and have more than 3 employees, go and look at it. That would be awesome for me. But seriously, if you have any questions about your marketing, you think you're spending too much on it and it's not working for you, then it's absolutely for you. The information there is invaluable. And if you just go and take it and apply it right away, you'll be set, and it's worth the price you paid for it, I assure you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Michelle.
Awesome.
You don't get the random question. We're kind of out of time, so we'll save that for whoever is up next.
Bye-bye.
So again, your ultimate marketing blueprint from Awareness Strategies, valued $19.97. Go get it. Go get it now.
And we are back. I love that little bubble commercial. And what I love even more is Mr. Ben Saltzman.
Ben Saltzman.
What's up, gang? How you doing?
Hey.
If you heard the conversation Corey and I had about getting to interview Ben.
The Enneagram guy.
So welcome. And thank you for coming back again and again. To share with us what Enneagrams are, and then how to dive in. And Corey and I both are more than happy to share from experience how truly insightful this whole thing is. I'll let you talk more about it, Ben. So welcome. Kick us off. What is Enneagram?
So the Enneagram, this is the symbol behind me here, Enneagram. Yep. It is a description of 9 different personality types, 9 ways of orienting to the world, 9 different world views, 9 sets of hidden fears, belief patterns, kind of core beliefs that we are unaware of, 9 ways that we tend to separate from the people in our lives. And the Enneagram kind of gives you breadcrumbs on how do you get freedom from that? How do you get out of this weird matrix? You see the matrix behind me, where we say this different matrix fields that we're kind of plugged into a false world because of our Enneagram type. And how do we get out of that? How do we shift so that in our relationships at work, so we can build more trust and more connection, more authenticity, so the people that we want to create strong relationships with are like, yeah, I want to play with you. I want to party with you. And in our intimate relationships and our closer relationships, so that we can build more trust and connection and intimacy with the people who are the loved ones in our lives. Yeah. Because often we discover that aspects of our Enneagram type separate us from other people. There's both strengths to each of the types that we can lean on, and we're like, yeah, it's like my special superpower, but I know I'm awesome at this. And there's these challenge areas that cause distance and lack of connection and lack of trust in our primary relationships where we really want things to go well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been so interesting and insightful, whether it's from kids. Sorry, I have one laughing upstairs. Working with business partners, close friends. It's one thing you can recognize, oh, he's good at this, I'm good at that. He takes things this way, I take things that way. But really getting to work with you, Ben, and understanding my own Enneagram type, and then those of the people that I'm close with, and then explaining and sharing that, it is really, really been both eye-opening, so much more effective in how to communicate and how to understand and show up for somebody else, and recognizing that they're seeing the world through such different eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you two got first row seats, you know.
Yes, we did.
We we got to explore that and kind of get into that, and Jay too. Got to support Jay and the team and relationship with Corey. You know, like this when we discover our type, there's these aha moments, like bang, like
Totally.
that's what's been going on for me.
I remember reading, like, when I figured out I was a 9, like I don't know if you use the word dominant 9 or primary 9 or whatever, and then reading with Jay's 8, and we were just like, like, oh my God, this is just yes, like all of this. It described everything, the challenges and the the parts that we're working. It was to a T. It was fascinating.
Yeah, and
fascinating.
How they kind of overlap with each other's, Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens when a type 9 comes together with a type 8? There's some classic patterns that you want to watch out for, and things that you usually have to kind of unwind so that you can come together. So there is more loving presence, so that you are like, yes, I want to be with you. I want to hang out with you. We're not just
right.
going through life together side by side, but we're in together.
And I'm curious, Ben, how you got started in the Enneagram. Like, was there something that triggered for you that this was what you fell in love with? And how did you start this business?
I was always into like personal development and coaching really early. And I had a mentor coach. And I remember one day she pulled me aside and she was like, for the level of coaching that you want to do, you're not just into like goal setting and strategy. You are really into this deeper level transformation. Like, how do we get out of our shit? Am I allowed to use that word here? How do we get out of our stuff and do, like, I really do deeper level work? She was like, you got to check out this Enneagram. And so I went and searched, and, I live in Santa Cruz, which you'd think would be Enneagram capital of the world. We have all kinds of mentors and esoteric systems here and all kinds of stuff. But really, I had to go up into, way up north in the past San Francisco to really find a real guru in the discipline. And this was 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that started my love affair. I saw a set of panels. I discovered my type. My whole world got rearranged. I was like, oh my God, like that, I'm a type 7 on the Enneagram. So I had a lot of issues around follow through and commitment and dealing with my own pain and other people's pain. I would just kind of like leave my body or leave the room. And so to kind of go through my own transformation. So way easier now to commit, way easier now to be with my own pain or other people's pain, way easier to follow through on, I got married, I had a child. I was like, the commitment thing is not an issue anymore in the way that it was 20 years ago, because I've done the work around my type. And, those kind of transformations are what we see often when people really start to get a hold of their type and start to do the inner work around it.
Yeah, I have to say it's more than just an interesting thing. We're like, oh, that's my type. And then you're reading it like, yeah, that's me. Cool, now what? But it just keeps going and going as far as really making true transformation in yourself, in the relationships that I have, at work, in close friendships. And so there's true value that comes from this, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper. So before we run out of time,
yes,
everybody's wondering what number they are.
Yeah,
You're a 7. I'm a 3 with a little 7 on the side. Jay's an 8, where I was like, he's an 8. So anyway, once you get to know the personality style, the types with it, it gets to be a little bit more fun.
It's fun to do that.
So for everyone wondering who they are, now what?
Okay, you want to know who you are? Take our test. We have an online assessment for you. Yes, this is our online assessment. And it's just 5 minutes to take the test. You click the thing, you can go take the test. It only takes 5 minutes. first 20 people, you also get a typing interview with one of our coaches. So we train a lot of therapists and coaches in, like, how do you work with all the types? How do you support them in their change and transformation? We are really good at supporting people with the Enneagram. 20 years of finding out what are the best practices, the best ways to support each of these 9 really different, crazily different personality types in their growth and in their transformation. So if you're one of the first 20, you'll schedule a one-on-one typing interview with one of our coaches, and that's all free. It's $247 usually, but you get the typing interview, you get the test. After you take the test, you'll go to a video that is about your type, so you get some, juicy information about your type right away.
Nice.
If you're one of those first 20, as the coach is working with you, they'll be exploring the types, and they'll kind of help you figure out which is the one for you, and what does your journey look like? Like, what are the things that you should be working on that will really accelerate your growth in your business, or really allow you to do more connection, more intimacy, more love in your personal relationships? Like, you'll get some hand holding in terms of laying out the plan for you moving forward.
Oh, I love that. So here's the thing. If you work with people, talk to people, have relationships, you want to get this gift, right? Like, it applies to, and if you're a coach and you don't know this stuff, like, you have to know this stuff when you're working with people. So one of the first 20, so you want to go there quick to the JVologyGiveaway.com page and click on Ben Saltzman's Get Gift for your free Enneagram test and video training, one-on-one interviews for the first 20. That's a fantastic gift. Thank you so much. Valued at $247.
Yes. I'm like excited just to find out who's going to come. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, who's a new soul?
Awesome.
All right. Oh, such good stuff. It's exciting, both getting to meet new people with new gifts and to get to showcase people like Ben that we love and have worked with and know the value of what he's doing. So get that.
Yeah. So far, lots of great stuff.
Oh, Kat. Thank you.
Hi, guys. How are you? Ladies, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you
In the
too.
house. We are doing very well. Thank you.
Good, good.
So it's a pleasure to have you on, Catherine Cohen. All right, you're here.
I'm here. I made it.
What do you have to offer? What are you showcasing? What are you highlighting today?
So what I'm highlighting is actually a wonderful. I think it's wonderful. You may not, the people who download it, but I think they'll find it wonderful as well. It is a 4-module course called Shift Your Marketing Paradigm.
Oh.
And the whole paradigm shift is that you don't sell what you think you sell, or what so many of us think that we sell. And you don't necessarily serve who you think you serve. And so this will help in sales, in marketing, in what you're doing. It will help you speak the language of your ideal high-paying client.
Interesting.
Right?
Like, you sell what you think you sell, and you don't sell to who you think you sell
Correct.
to.
Exactly.
Oh.
So,
and can you help reframe this? Have like a different paradigm shift on what that really is? Do you have people discover who that is?
Absolutely. What it truly is that too often, whether you're new in business or seasoned in business, you are saying things like anyone and everyone is my ideal client, or anyone and everyone in this target is my ideal client. I'm just trying to get it so that, oh, look at that. So I'm not so bright. I mean, I'm bright, but this works for you.
It's all about the lighting.
It's all about the lighting. And okay.
There you go.
anyone and everyone is not your ideal client. Anyone and everyone in a given target market is not your client, because you don't sell a widget. You don't sell, this glass of water. That's not what you sell. You sell, it quenches your thirst. It hydrates you. I live in the desert. I live here in Phoenix, Arizona. It will be 115 degrees today. This glass of water is basically life for me and for everybody else who's in the desert. So there is a problem that your clients have. There is a pain that is pushing them toward a solution.
Yeah.
Know the pain, know the solution. What you sell is the solution. The client, the ideal client, is anyone and everyone in a target market with that specific pain point. And that's what the course is about.
Totally different way to think about it.
It
It's
is.
interesting. I actually had a good friend of mine who's a coach reach out to me this morning, and she's like kindly was coaching me on my messaging. And it's kind of what you're talking about. And as much as we may hear, sell that they're thirsty, not the glass of water, it's not that easily done.
Nope.
For some people, like for you, it's probably second nature and you've got that really down pat. But even though I know I should do it, it's just not that easy to do for me. So you're working with you, Kat, would be really useful.
Absolutely. You know what? It's sometimes I fall back into that old pattern as well. That you quickly, I sell coaching services. No, Catherine, you don't. And we've all got to remind ourselves every minute of every day what we do so that we can be our best for our clients, the right clients for us.
Right. And sometimes that involves saying no to someone who's like just the wrong client.
Oh, yeah.
And they're holding their money out and you're like, sorry, right? I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do.
Absolutely. If
you really know who you are serving.
Absolutely. Because, and that's fear-based, wanting to take that. And it's a temptation, and you will not serve them well. And the result of that is that you will lose a lot of other clients when somebody complains about you.
Right.
Versus saying no diplomatically, find them a solution. You are a solution finder. Each and every one of us who is in business must be a solution finder. So find them another solution. No, what I do is not quite right for you. Go talk to Corey. Go talk to Krista. Go talk to these people who the solution is right for you. And I noticed before my segment was the Get 5 JV Partners in 5 days challenge. Find the right solution. Again, always be a problem solver. Know your clients and know the fringe clients as well. Know your target audience, but know those fringe clients as well, because someday they may come back to you. Certainly they will refer to you. And that's what it's all about. So in that JV partnership, also understand, what is it this other person does? And now I'm a better solution person.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's go back to your gift one more time. And who needs this gift?
The person who needs this gift is the entrepreneur that, whether it's the sales manager or the solopreneur, couplepreneur, that is struggling to get clients. And really, the struggle is more because of they don't know what they're saying. They get that, look when they say, this is what I do, and people go, I'm sorry, what? Or the people who keep coming to them are not quite the right match. They should be this, and they're like this. They're just missing the mark. Complaining about price, complaining about the product, complain. Complaining means you're not the right match for this person.
Yeah.
So that is who should have this, who should download this and really dive deep into it.
It's kind of like, I have maybe a bad analogy, but it's like taking your car for a tire change to the car wash. You know, like they don't do that there.
That's a great analogy.
I gotta
like
find
it
the
does.
right
You're
place.
outside, but it's not a true fit. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody there might be able to change your tire. How great of a job would it be? Yeah.
So we actually have time for a quick random question for you, Catherine. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Oh, yes.
Coffee. Oh, wait. No, this is what I do. So I grind my beans in the morning. I put it into the French press, and then I drink about 2 of these.
Oh, awesome.
I'm a French press girl too, but I haven't seen that one.
So this one was at IKEA.
That's huge.
Plug for IKEA. I don't know that they still have it. I can't break it. Not that I've broken like 20 million of the glass ones before, and it's insulated. So
that's what I need. I love a French press. That's what I do every day. But mine's glass, so it doesn't hold the heat. So I think I'm going to have to upgrade.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to hold the heat, especially in Arizona right now, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I could just put it outside and it'll heat itself. But
that's awesome.
That's funny.
So again, everybody, you want to go over to JVologyGiveaway.com and find Cohen Coaching and shift your marketing paradigm, valued at $497. Go and get that gift. Click on Get Gift and get Catherine's gift. And if you are looking for the ideal client, you want this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just sharpen your skills.
Yes. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, ladies. It's always good to see you.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
Hey.
I got your analogy, Corey. I'm with you. It was a little bit of a stretch, but I'm right there with you.
The car one?
I'm like, are the tires flat or dirty?
Or flat or dirty. But it
happens. Up and instead they got clean. But
it does happen though, where we just, we'll just take someone on and it's like, this isn't a fit. So it's good to know on both ends, because you don't want to waste your money as a consumer as well, or a client hiring the wrong person that can't even help you exactly with what you need help with. So
yeah, that's so true. And actually that connects really well with the 5 Partners in 5-Day Challenge that we have coming up. As Jay teaches upstream and downstream, it's recognizing if that client that your prospect is not an ideal client for you, but you've created a JV partnership with someone who is the right coach for them or the right consultant for them, then instead of just completely walking away and go, oh, sorry, you're not for me, and taking off, it is about serving that person. So to go, you know what? I may not be the best coach for you, but I'd love to serve you. And someone who's an expert in exactly where you are is Kat, is Corey, is someone that is now on your JV team, upstream or downstream. And so if that resonates with you, join the 5-Day Challenge. If it sounds interesting, but you have no idea exactly what I'm really talking about, definitely join the 5-Day Challenge, and we can help you with that.
Awesome. I love it. Oh, there's Julia.
Hi, Julia. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
I have my little magic wand with me today.
I'm a magical person.
I love
do my best.
Magical marketer. I love that.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, fabulous. And where are you joining us from, Julia?
I live in Sonoma County, California, which for the first time I've lived here for 20 years, we have electrical storms, lightning, thunder, and rain in August. And I'm in Northern California, where it never rains in California, or so the song goes.
So the song tells us.
So yeah, I live in the beautiful wine country. I don't drink wine, but the wine country is beautiful. I love wine, field or vineyards, and it's really beautiful. I love where I am. I'm an artist, so I paint. This is actually Van Gogh, though.
Oh.
Sometimes I do have a similar style as Van Gogh, but I cannot claim Van Gogh greatness. But
Who can?
Well, we're really happy to have you here. Please jump in and tell us about what your gift is.
Yeah, I was just grabbing it. The Soul Tribe Attraction Playbook. Okay, so tens of thousands of people from around the world have used this playbook to focus in on what it is that they want to attract in terms of divinely aligned clients and align with that them. So first, if we want to attract people that are aligned with us, so let's just even start even earlier than that. Let's say we have something really unique, a solution to suffering of some kind. Okay, that most of my clients are ending suffering in some way, right? And we want to attract people who get what we're doing and not trying to question us or where we have to explain ourselves too much, but actually people who are seeking what we have now. And the only way, and this is something Rumi, the Sufi poet, said, what you seek is seeking you. So if what you seek are divinely aligned clients, they are seeking you right now. How are they going to recognize you? Okay, so it's one question how they're going to find you. That's a whole other question. I don't even think that's even remotely in the first 5 questions. Okay, it's really how are they going to recognize you? And so where do you even begin? Well, you begin by identifying, if I could attract anyone in the world, and I can, who do I want to attract? What are they like? And this is not the same as a target audience. These are,
and I can.
Right. It just sort of makes it all relaxed, right? Like if I can attract anyone and I can, who do I want to attract? And I'll tell you, when I first got certified in using this attraction plan back 15 years ago, it was a certification program. I was really wanting to uplift and empower millions of people to transform the world. So one of the questions in the playbook is, what do I want my perfect people, my tribe, my soul line clients to expect from me? And my answer to that was, I want them to expect that I'm uplifting, empowering millions of people to transform the world. But as soon as I said that, I was wondering, how am I going to do that? Right? Which is not the right question at all. So I was asking myself, how am I going to do that? And this sort of an answer came, really, which was interview Iyanla Vanzant. Now, this is 10 or 11 years ago. Iyanla Vanzant had been on Oprah like in the 90s, and then nobody had heard from her. She was a 5-time best-selling author and known as the guru from the hood. So I actually wrote down her name, asked a couple friends if they knew where she was. They said no. I was in my playbook saying, I want to uplift, empower millions of people to transform the world. I don't know how I'm going to do it. 2 weeks later, I get a call. Hi, it's Iyanla. I've downloaded my attraction plan and I want my 15-minute session.
Wow.
And I get this. I'm like, what? I go and look at my opt-in thing and it says Iyanla, different last name. I'm not going to reveal her other last name, but she had used her other last name so that I wouldn't be like, oh, Iyanla Vanzant, let's charge her, $1 million or whatever. So actually didn't even know it was her for the first couple of hours we were talking. And then finally I said, how did you even, this is you, and I can't believe it's because I saw that she was selling these books of hers on her website. So I was like, what happened there? Well, what happened was I clarified that I wanted to uplift and empower millions of people. I didn't know how, but I had written it down and I had set my intention. And then I kind of took some action, actually, because I heard this intuition and I kind of asked some people. They didn't know where she was, but somehow through some other referral network, somebody actually referred her to me. I ended up doing her website. She did the attraction plan and attracted Oprah back, got a show on Oprah. Oh, Iyanla Fix My Life. And now she has 2 shows on the OWN network. Iyanla Fix My Life, and I think the Iyanla show where she interviews people. So I'm just saying
with us, because that is
I'm
so,
getting hot.
That's a great story.
This thing, that's just one out of a million magical stories. I can tell it because when we go through the steps in this book, which they're just soulful. You don't have to like go outside or try to figure anything out from the outside. You're just going within.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, you start aligning all sorts of magical synchronicities. In fact, we used to call it the power of strategic synchronicity. We're strategic in the sense that we're planning to have synchronicities occur. And that's what this is about. It's so magical, it's difficult to describe, but you just have to kind of do it. And we found that within 48 hours, all sorts of evidence of our attraction plan coming true starts coming true. And you start noticing that the things that you wrote down on your plan, people like that are showing up in your world. And this gives you a little opportunity to acknowledge and feel gratitude for all of those little signs, call them signs of land, signs that our attraction plan is coming true. And, eventually you can start, once you've really clarified who you're attracting and what is your point of attraction with them and what you really want, and even who you're being in this process, then you have a foundation for words and general tone of your brand. And so that's what I do with people when I'm working with them privately is start applying this to the marketing, which you can do. I guide you in here how to start doing that yourself. Coming up with titles to name your business that authentic and that kind of thing.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing all this. We want to end with a fun kind of random question to get to know you a little bit. If you had a time machine, would you want to go backwards in time or forwards in time?
Oh, wow, that's a hard question. That's really hard. Intuitively, I'm thinking 1920s Paris.
Oh,
yeah, I want to hang out with the revolutionary writers and poets and activists and artists in the 1920s. So let's go back 100 years.
I can see that.
But I get to be in Paris while that's happening. Okay, so I have to have an apartment in Paris. You'll get me one of those too.
And that headband and that's just
the whole style of everything.
Back then,
all those cool outfits. I really like the style.
I love that. And Julia, from what you've said, it seems a lot of your work is intuitively guided and like energetic. And I think in your, if we can pop back on your gifts, you could quickly talk about that before our interview ends.
Do
you work mostly with women, or do you also work with men as well?
I work with men as well. So, conscious entrepreneurs, women, spiritual business women. And, I also, along with the playbook, I do a live play shop where I'm going to take you through the steps.
Fantastic.
So, show up to that. That's going to be fun. We get to connect, and I actually do live coaching right there and then on your attraction plan. So I want to make sure that you get the most out of this magical. Yes, it's very intuitive. I want you to use your intuition to attract and engage your people, and in fact, to deliver your soul's mission in the world. That's what I'm really about.
Such a good reminder. Such a good reminder, especially for those of us who get trapped into what do you do? Well, I'm creating a course, I'm writing a book. Like that's the what you do, but you're talking about like the why, what's behind it, and
Yes,
and there's this much bigger picture and purpose and mission. And
I absolutely believe that when we're very conscious of and in alignment with our true soul's purpose, the universe conspires towards our success.
Right.
This is a tool to help us clarify what that is and set our intention and start implementing that into our marketing, so our marketing becomes an attraction tool as well as a way to let people know about what we're doing.
Oh, fantastic. And Julie, I see you're holding a hard copy. So is your gift?
They print it out, and you can make one of these. You have to have a special printer to do that, but it'll print it and come back. Yeah.
Well, thank you. So again, head over to the JVologyGiveaway.com and website.
Gift.
Find Julia, get gift, and you will get the Soul Tribe Attraction Playbook and Play Shop.
And Play Shop, yes.
Work some magic. I love that.
I love it.
Yay! Thank you.
Always have my little Cinderella wand with me everywhere I go. Well, it's much more fun to do marketing when we have a little bit of magic.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you for being with us, Julia.
So I'm really excited to meet you when you come to the Play Shop.
That would be
let's play some magic together.
Let's do it.
Thanks, everyone.
Right. And we are back with Jim and Lucas. How are you?
Hi there. Good. How are you? Nice to meet you both.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You as well. Welcome to the JVology giveaway. It's so nice to have you contributing here, and we look forward to getting to know about you and what your gift is. So why don't you give us a little quick version? Jim and Lucas, are you in the same city, location? Are you scattered across?
Not even the same state.
Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, and Lucas is in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
You get to play the time zone game like we do, right, Corey?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a team in all but one time zone in North America. So.
And have you two been in business together for a while? Like did you know each other prior to this?
Coming up on 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Before, the last 7+ have been in our current business, Thought Leaders Institute.
Well, great. Tell us about it. What do you have? Well, first tell us about what your business is, and then we want to hear about your gift.
Sure. So like Lucas mentioned, the business is Thought Leaders Institute, and we work with coaches and consultants to help them grow a thriving, successful, sustainable coaching or consulting business that serves more people in less time, makes them more money, and allows them the freedom to live where they want to be and work when they want to. Yeah.
That's the key of entrepreneurship, isn't it? And too many people miss out on that part that called them to in the first place.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. Wonderful. Lucas, what about you? Tell us your perspective on this.
Sure. Well, one of our core specialties is helping coaches and consultants create a consistent flow of ideal clients coming into their business every single month. And that's actually what our gift is about.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, consistent lead flow and consistent client consistency on any level or every level is one of the top both concerns and priorities for entrepreneurs. So it's great that you're addressing that. And tell us what the gift is, and then we'll pop it up on the screen.
Sure. So the gift is our free training called Thought Leader Secrets, how any coach or consultant can create a consistent flow of new high-value clients and quickly succeed online, even with increased competition and a pandemic.
we're all looking for help with that.
Throw it all in there.
Yes, exactly. And I like what you said about, you know, as an entrepreneur, you want that consistent flow so that you don't always have to work so hard and you can take time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? You know,
Yes.
like go on a holiday and just have your business working for you while you're gone. It sounds like you guys are the ones to talk to about helping with that.
Absolutely. And actually in the training, we're going to talk about the 3 simple scalable systems that coaches and consultants need to install in their business so that they can create that consistent flow, like you said, whether they're working or not.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, our approach is really holistic. It's meant to have you, sorry, I got a little something in my throat, to have you have the kind of business that you want, have the kind of impact that you want, but not have it take over your life. You know, a lot of people start a business and then they end up realizing the business is running them instead of the other way around. And our approach doesn't result in that. It results in a business that you love, that's having the impact that you want.
I like that. All without hustling into burnout.
Yes.
Yeah, because that can happen. Experience that.
So give me a little more context around what it is that they're going to get when they get the gift. Is it a series of questions? Is it helping them gain clarity? Is this kind of from a marketing perspective? Dive us a little bit deeper.
Sure. So it's just a video training. It's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour long. And in that training, you know, like we shared, they're going to learn how to create that consistent flow of ideal clients coming to them rather than chasing after them, right? So many, you know, experts are constantly attending events and, you know, speaking and things like that. And those are great ways to attract clients, but it you know, requires and consumes your personal energy, effort, time, and money to make it happen. And so the 3 simple scalable systems that we're going to show in there, a lot of that has to do with automating your client attraction so that you don't always have to constantly be investing your personal, you know, time and energy into every single new qualified prospect that comes into your business.
Absolutely. So automation is a part of this,
Yes.
getting good systems in place and not working so hard, right? That's also, there's a bit of a mindset that goes into that as well. Instead of struggling with it, is getting into a place of a flow and ease and that consistency. That's really, really helpful.
Absolutely. The other piece of the training that's really key that we're going to talk about is why most marketing and sales strategies don't work and what you can do to make sure that every marketing strategy that you deploy in the future actually does work and it works from the start so that you don't have to waste a bunch of time and money on things that don't work anymore.
So, all right, that's an interesting point. Are there some pitfalls or you know, problems that you see a lot of people making that are kind of common?
Yes. Yes, we actually, funny you mentioned that, we actually talk about quite a bit of those in the training. And one that I'd love to bring up is, you know, so many people sort of hear about this product pyramid or ascension ladder or whatever you want to call it, staircase method of selling. And they start at the low end of that. They start with a $7 ebook or a $37 course or something like that and hope that over time they're going to ascend people up into their high ticket offer. And there's a lot of reasons why they don't start with high ticket. There's a lot out there that says to do it this way, which we believe and have shown to be true that it's not the right way to do it. There's also a lot of mindset around it. Like, am I worth that? You know, maybe it's better, easier to sell a lower ticket thing. But what they end up doing is realizing that it takes so much effort, so much cost, so much time, elapsed time, and also their time to actually make enough at those lower price points to ascend enough people into it that they just kind of burn out. They run out of time, they run out of money, they run out of energy, and never really get to the goals that they started out that they started the business for. And so when they start instead with higher ticket items, so $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, it sometimes seems overwhelming. But what really happens is they start growing their business so much faster, and they start having the kind of impact that they wanted to have, not only for themselves, but on their clients, because the clients take it more seriously too when they're investing.
Absolutely.
So,
and in the training, we talk about why all of that works and how that actually turns into more profit for you and better results for your clients, and how to put it all together in the training.
Well, that's fantastic. I know that a lot of people that come through JVology Live and and into our challenge, are part of our community, we really need clarity on this. I'm lucky enough I get to do a lot of one-on-one coaching with them, and this exact thing we recognize as a pitfall for a lot of people that are in the entrepreneurial space is creating a business model that really isn't even a sustainable business model, because it takes too many people to make any sort of profit. How many thousands of people do you need at $7 a piece? And how hard is it to get that kind of following? So I love
how much does it cost? And how much does it cost, if you're, trying to generate those leads online?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to make that money back.
Yeah. So it's worth investing in those systems that you help people set up, then the systems, so that they don't have to work so hard. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw in the random question just to keep it fun, and then I'll let Corey recommend everybody take advantage of this course, because I know a lot of people out there need it. All right. So for both of you, here we go. The random question is, the zombie apocalypse is coming. Do you use an axe or a gun? This is not my question.
Not my question.
I probably would use a hammer. That's about all I have. I don't have a gun or an axe, so I'd be hammering and stabbing them with screwdrivers, knives.
I choose the axe because I don't run out of ammo with it.
Oh, okay. You're thinking.
Long-term survival, it's key.
Good question there, Krista.
Stop training now. Start training now.
So head on over to jvolegygiveaway.com for Jim and Lucas's free gift. Click on Get Gift, and you said it's like a video training, and you are going to be everything they have there about working within this pandemic and working smarter, not harder. It sounds like you have a lot of value to offer entrepreneurs. Thank you for being here. Go get their gift.
Thank you.
Now.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you guys. All right. So what would you choose, Corey? The axe or the gun? What kind of gun are we talking about for a zombie apocalypse anyway? Is it has to be like a laser gun, some sort of like...
This is one of those would you rather questions that I don't like either answer. I mean, the gun would make most sense because you can get more zombies dead at a short amount of time. So
else that aren't zombies dead already.
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
That's the problem.
They're already dead.
All right, Brian, how are you today?
Oh, can you hear Brian? I can't hear him. I got you on mute, or check your. Oh, there you go.
Oh, is that working now?
That sounds great.
Working.
Well, I'm doing fairly well, and how are both of you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. We seem to be solving zombie apocalypse problems, but I think it's time to pivot.
I don't have to worry about that problem. Zombies probably run faster than I do on most days, so I would be history.
That's why a gun would be good, because you can just shoot behind you or whatever, and they can't catch you, even though they're already dead. Thanks for reminding me of that.
Well, Brian, it's so nice to have you on the JVology giveaway. We are thrilled to have you, and tell us something about yourself that you are here to showcase.
Well, for the last 35 years, I've been working with individuals and small business owners, helping them deal with a variety of business issues. And most specifically, I tend to focus on helping them improve their cash flow through a number of different means.
Okay, so you're saying that business owners have problems.
Yeah. It's definitely been a problem.
I think you're onto something here, Brian. No wonder you've been in business for 35 years.
No, it's these last 6 months has definitely been a challenge. A lot of businesses, no matter how long they've been in business, they've they've been facing some interesting and brand new challenges that
Yes.
unfortunately we may have to be looking at dealing with these issues for a year or two down the road still. So yeah, no, definitely. I'm finding a lot of my existing small business clients, they're struggling trying to figure out what to do and how to do it and how to stay afloat for the next year to 2 years until hopefully things get back to normal.
So the work that you were doing before, which was already incredibly needed and useful, now has just taken on a whole nother level of significance as businesses have fallen into unprecedented times. Do you feel like you're able to help? Are there solutions that you can provide? I know each individual story is different, but as a whole, are there guidance you have?
One of the key things I've been doing lately is just encouraging my clients just to try to think out of the box. The way they've been doing business for the last 10 years, all of a sudden, that way of doing business doesn't exist anymore. And there's lots of different examples. Like I have a few restaurant owners. Yes, I know at least where I'm from. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada, kind of the middle of the prairies. We've been
I know
fortunate.
Saskatchewan well.
Yeah, we haven't been hit too hard with COVID compared to other parts of Canada and the world. But this is where one of the definite trends is, yes, restaurants are back open, but nobody wants to go to a restaurant anymore. Their mindset has changed. They're just too nervous to go out into a public restaurant and eat. And we're going to see a lot of this happening. Even though things do start opening up, public perception is going to be different than what it used to be back in March. And this is where businesses are going to have to adapt their business to account for that.
So is that who you serve? Is the business owners who just have to make these adaptations in any type of business, or is there a specific one you zone in on?
Well, I deal with a variety of different businesses. One of my key aspects of my business, I'm a tax accountant. So I definitely do a lot of business and financial planning. I've been focusing a lot initially, just trying to teach my clients to learn how to use their numbers in their business for their own purpose, rather than just coming to me 6 months after the year end, want their tax return done, and then find out, oh, something went wrong. Maybe they should have addressed it earlier. And the only way they can address it is if they actually try to work with their numbers and understand them and see the trends long before tax returns come due. It's just in this, that's where I've been focusing a lot of my efforts, helping them improve their business. But now it's, like, as I mentioned, it's a major shift. And that's where they're looking at different ways of marketing. That's where one of the aspects I'm helping my clients with now is take a look at their whole customer journey proposition. How do they get their clients in? What are their clients looking for now? What type of problems do they want their clients to get solved? And how can they best serve them, especially with this new change in mindset that their existing clients likely have?
There are so many considerations for businesses during these times. And so to have someone like you to really give them a perspective of their numbers, what's possible, what tweaks may be made, or drastic changes may be made, and how they can adapt if they're looking to stay in business. So that's incredibly beneficial to have the guidance that you provide, because we need an outside perspective.
And it's going to be more important than ever that they're going to have to stay on top of their numbers, because margins are going to be slim going forward until things return back to normal. And it's going to be more important than ever that they stay on top of their numbers and make changes as quickly as possible.
Even getting realistic on what new realistic numbers can be. If a restaurant is now limited in capacity, when even retail shops are limited. I know, Corey, when you and I were shopping, we couldn't even get in because there were already 6 people in the store, and we just we just left. You know, when there are restrictions on the overall capacity, that they need to just even change what is a realistic and what is even the very best case scenario look like under those new conditions, and see if that's a viable business.
Yeah, and that's where it's going to be important that they know what the profit margin is, because if they only make X number of dollars every time they serve a meal, for example, but they're now restricted to how many people they can serve in a particular day, they might find that, yes, they're making money per meal, but they can't serve enough meals to pay for all their overhead costs like rent and salaries.
Right.
And that's where they can be open, but they may not be able to make money. They could lose money every day they're open just because of the restrictions they have.
I've, here in Calgary, going to restaurants and things, we have this conversation everywhere, is just how are these businesses going to survive? And, you deal with something that as an entrepreneur isn't like, oh, yay, today's going to be tax accounting day, fun, right? Like you're important. You help the entrepreneurs who are focusing on like how to bring money in. Now, how do we deal with the tax implications of what's actually happening with our business in this reality?
Yeah, like that's where moving forward for this next year, tax implications may not be too great.
No.
They're probably not going to have too much taxable income, but trying to rebuild their business into a profitable business, that's going to be the challenge that I'm likely going to be working on with my clients for this next 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about this gift that you have, the 45.
Well, this particular gift kind of focuses on one part of what I help clients with. Taking a look at how to increase their cash flow within their business. And it tends to specifically take a look at the customer journey aspect of your business. To talk about developing leads, how can you modify your marketing message so that you get more leads coming in. But besides just getting leads, also talking about how to convert and how to also increase your profits. And these are just some of the possible methods to increase your cash flow. It's definitely not all of them. There's probably, in all the various programs I've access to, there's probably like 70 to 80 different options. Yeah. But these are some of the more common ones you could implement. And just making some minor changes could have a significant impact on your cash flow and your bottom line. You don't need to have a massive doubling up of leads in order to stay profitable. Just doing a few tweaks and changes, that could be enough to get you back into the black.
Now, is this book, this gift of yours, is it relevant for the independent solopreneur as well, or is it really for business owners who have a brick and mortar business or some employees?
It would be relevant to both small business and business owners, as well as professionals and solopreneurs or one-person offices as well. It would be relevant to anyone who's trying to generate a business.
Yeah.
And in addition to this book, this is where I'm going to be throwing in a few more bonuses on top, like throughout the giveaway or at the end of the giveaway, including a mini course that'll elaborate what I cover in the book, plus quite a few more topics, and access to a membership site that I'm just getting up and going that will cover topics all over the gamut of how to improve your cash flow. That'll be available sometime in early September. Nice. And I'm probably going to have a few additional bonuses I'll throw in as surprises along the way as well, as the giveaway progresses and shortly afterwards.
We all want to pay less taxes, right?
Well, there'll be a few mini tax courses as part of the membership site. So I'm very big into doing financial literacy sessions for people. Like through my work with CPA Canada, I'm a volunteer in their financial literacy program. So I like donating a lot of my time helping people learn more about how they manage their finances.
Yeah.
And the principles that you talk about in this book, are they relevant to U.S., Canada, most countries? They're kind of general principles?
Yes, the general principles that apply to pretty well everybody. I don't get into taxes in this particular giveaway gift, but the principles that I talk about in the book are general to any country.
Excellent. All right, so Brian, we are having a little fun here in this giveaway, which was probably what you entered into when you first came on board. So your random question, if you are ready,
Okay.
is, if aliens landed on Earth tomorrow, would you go with them or stay here?
Ooh.
That's an interesting question.
I don't know what they look like.
Like if they're little green men, I might not fit in their spacecraft.
Is there room for me in this?
I like where I live. Saskatchewan's a nice place to live.
It is.
No tornadoes, or at least no big tornadoes, no earthquakes, no volcanoes. It's a nice, quiet, boring place.
So you'd stay. You'd stay. You're here.
Just wide open prairies.
You've got space for the spaceship to land, right? I hear Saskatchewan is just miles of open field.
There's lots of space for spaceships. Well, Brian, I want to just remind everybody to head over to jvologygiveaway.com and look for Brian Ludwig and his gift, which is a value of 45-minute business growth strategies. You will, and as you said, you're throwing in other stuff too. So it looks like you might get even more in there. And thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Brian.
Yeah, you too.
I love those commercials. They're so great. They're awesome. Michelle, good job.
Michelle did a fantastic job. And that was just another fantastic reminder that we are doing the 5 JV partners or more in 5 days, starting on Monday. It's Monday, right? The 24th. So all next week. And you can go ahead and sign up for that now. It is jvology.com/jumpstart. And now we have Shadid, who I got to hang out with and talk with earlier today. Nice to see you again, sir.
Yes, it's an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to share the airways with you two ladies. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. You have a big heart and just a great, calm way of delivering everything you deliver. You just have this pace of confidence and a space that just shows how much giving and contribution that you do in the world. I just wanted to comment on that. And with you.
Thank you so much. It's I don't know. It's when it comes to my mission, I wear my mission on my sleeve, so to speak.
Well, tell us about your mission. This is a great time to showcase it with the world, and at least those people watching us on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, aside from being Baltimore's leading small business advisor, I live by the theme that to profit is to reinvest. So my business success is dedicated or reinvested into solving, let's say, the challenges of broken communities through the ownership mentality and entrepreneurship, primarily through financial literacy and investing in classrooms, which I've done since about 2012.
Investing in classrooms. Can you expand on that? What you mean by that?
Yes. So for underperforming classrooms, whether they are in, let's say, poor school districts, I partner with other entrepreneurs and create different projects and or services that modernize or provide 21st century learning environments. So that may be providing 20 tablets or revamping printers, whatever that particular teacher's needs are, then we put together the project plan and modernize that environment so that kids have access to a fair playing ground to succeed.
Wow, that's inspiring.
It really is. It really is. It's so incredibly important in recognizing how important technology is today. And, you know, I even have to check myself and recognize that just because something's offered in my school zone or my district where my kids go, what they've had ever since my son started middle school, they all get a laptop. And then I have to realize that that's not everywhere. That every child is just handed a laptop and go, here you go, here's your new learning platform. And it takes people like you to help fill those gaps, create that awareness.
Yes, it's essentially solving a societal or systemic problem using the power of entrepreneurship. I do believe in the idea of bloom where you're planted. So you mentioned, Krista, where every child gets a laptop. It started out as being a mentor in the school system in realizing that 5, 6, 7 kids are being paired up to a laptop. And it honestly broke my heart when I first saw it. So instead of waiting for a grant or funding or for the powers that be to make the changes, I decided to bloom where I'm planted. And that momentum over the years has brought in powerful partners who saw what I was doing and invested their own connections, resources, and power to help balance the scales a bit.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I love hearing about all of your stories of contribution and inspiration and keeping entrepreneurship at the forefront as well, which I think is important to have in the school systems and make sure that kids are knowing all along that different forms of entrepreneurship is an option. And I really want to hear about your gift so we can take time to dive into that a little bit more.
Yes, now let's put on our business hats for a second. Now we talked about gifts and school systems, but I was raised in small business, and family is the first business is what I live for. So if we're going to build our businesses in this time, you always want to look at successful models. And if you look at the Netflixes and you look at the Amazons, so on and so forth, the subscription model, including JVology, the subscription model is one of the key traits that you see in many different business models. To charge once for a service is an excellent start, but to have recurring customers and to build customer lifetime value is the secret sauce that keeps businesses afloat, especially during this uncertain time.
Yes. It's that recurring income, right?
Yes.
Yes, that we love to have without having to do the work every time.
Exactly. So
who is this a good fit for? What type of business person out there should be taking advantage and grabbing your gift?
Well, any individual who is watching this video, who can hear the sound of my voice, who makes a living selling their knowledge, their expertise, whether they are a coach, whether they are an author, whether they're a speaker, whether they're a healer, whether they're a teacher of some sort, or operates a service or product-based business, the Subscription Income Blueprint has different tips and strategies for each business model, in that if you sell your services or you sell your product, you can create the different value adds that will allow you to increase that particular value chain and allow for that one-time customer to keep buying again and again.
So it's for everybody that is brick and mortar or knowledge-based or service. You work with everybody.
Yes, it's essentially if you are in business and you are essentially selling a product or service, the Subscription Income Blueprint is flexible in that it can fit into your business model, be installed into your business model, and create the way for you to increase those sales over and over again.
Fantastic.
The cost of bringing on a client is a lot, whether it's time, whether it's money. And so you're saying once you've created that relationship with the client, how to keep them involved, how to keep them moving forward with you and continuing that customer journey. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, we oftentimes look at acquiring new customers instead of nurturing the existing customers that we have. It makes much more sense to attract those who have already raised their hand and said, I'm interested in what you have to offer. I find what you have to offer so valuable that I'm willing to exchange my hard-earned money for what you have to offer. We often look for the new instead of looking for that which is already invested in us.
That's a really good point.
It sure is. It sure is. All right. Well, Shadid, we are having a little fun here today and are asking all of our contributors a random question of the day. So are you ready for yours?
I'm an open book.
All right. What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Wow. That's a good question. Well, I would say crickets, chocolate-covered crickets on my third visit to Pattaya Beach, Thailand. So, for the gentleman with the cart who had the interesting insects, and I said, I'll try anything once. The chocolate-covered crickets in Pattaya Beach, Thailand wins this random question of the day.
I'll try anything once dipped in chocolate.
Yeah, the chocolate part got me interested.
Yes, that's what reeled me in. And then, wait a minute, it's crickets. And I said, well, they say it's protein. And, so that's what, but,
do you ever have it again? Do you see what the appeal is or not so much?
I think we'll move on to other insects.
Oh, well, thank you, Shadid. One of your favorite quotes you said today is bloom where you're planted. I love that. I've heard that before, and I think that applies to everything in life. You just always want to make the best of where you're at and where you are and your environment. So I want to remind everyone to head over JVologyGiveaway.com, look for Shadid's free gift, and click on Get Gift for your subscription income blueprint. Lots of great stuff in there, valued at $4.97. Go get it. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Make sure when you opt in, there will be up to $15,325 of bonus value, which includes unlimited email support for 6 months, unlimited virtual study hall sessions, a general access ticket to Implementation Live that is valid up until August 2021, and VIP access to our deep dive virtual implementation sessions, valid for 1 year. Sharing is caring, and I thank you for participating in the JVology giveaway. Support the other gifts as well.
Thank you.
That's a great gift.
All I can say from that commercial is I can't wait till we're all actually together again, like we were on that pirate ship that we caught the picture in that last commercial. This online thing's a lot of fun, but it sure is better to be in person. So energy and vibes out for the day that happens again. Welcome, Steve. How are you?
I am doing great, Krista and Corey. How are you guys?
Good. Hi, Steve.
Hi there. Well, I also have to say that in person is fantastic and you get to travel a lot, but virtually is great because I'm coming to you here from Norway where it's 10 to 11 at night. So we keep traveling the world all the time virtually at the moment. So it's fantastic.
It really is. It really is. I feel that our global community has expanded in that global piece really extensively in the last 6 months. I feel like we have more and more clients from around the world. It's not just that we have clients, it's that now we have experts and contributors and giving people like you that are now creating JV partnerships with people all around the globe, and it just helps keep our world a little smaller in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
Something about yourself.
Oh,
other
you
than
froze
the fact
there.
that you're from
You
Norway.
froze for a minute.
Oh, there you go. You're good. You froze for a second there, but we're all good.
Oh, okay. So I think you said, tell them a little bit about myself. Was that it?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, I'm Norwegian. I have my claim to fame is that I have never failed in business, but I failed to be successful in business. And that set me on a journey to discover why I failed to be successful. You see, I did a 2-year MBA, and an MBA is supposed to be setting you up for doing business and knowing really what you're doing. And I discovered what an MBA is great for is to show you that you're a good corporate employee. You're not becoming an entrepreneur by doing an MBA. You're not becoming a problem solver who solves all the problems that the solopreneur has to do. So I've been studying for 20 years now, started in 2000. What makes you effective at selling? How can you communicate with your clients? How can you get the traction and get traction as well with your clients? And my concept is to become a trusted advisor, where you basically building up that know, like, and trust to a very, very deep level with your clients. So that's me and what I do.
Right. And who do you serve? So what's your target market?
Well, I'm calling myself the midlife solopreneur because I am just into my midlife myself, and I am a solopreneur, and I help other solopreneurs. And my main target market are people who are struggling. They're struggling with the technology first and foremost, and they're also struggling often with the marketing, the basics of what they need to do. What I see so often now is that people are being thrown into becoming a coach or a consultant or an expert of some kind and be a solopreneur. And they don't have the basic understanding of how do you actually attract a client? What is the market that you're serving? What is the solution that you can give? And we hear that a lot now in the lead generation section today about attracting the right kind of client for you. And what I teach is how you do that on a very deep psychological level, really trying to understand what the issue is that your clients are going through, what is the pain point they're having, and then how do you create a service to help them with that. So the people I work with are the people who going, I'm struggling to get my clients. I don't know how to convert clients. I don't know how I communicate with them and how I get them interested in what I have to say. And then I work with them to really understand how to go down on the level of the client and really enter the client's world. So then the client becomes really interested in what you have to say and then want your services.
Is this about messaging? Is it about really understanding oneself and how they're showing up? Like what do you think is that kind of secret ingredient that makes the difference?
The secret ingredient really is the understanding of the client's issues, the challenges, and how you solve that and how you are positioned to solve that. And how you communicate with a client so they really get you. So they look to you to be their trusted advisor, to be the person who they trust to go to and ask questions. So for instance, we all know about strategy sessions, right? Mm-hmm. And then normally in a strategy session, you turn up and they're going, probing a little bit deep on your pain, basically, and making you aware that you are in a position where you're not fulfilling your potential, that you're not getting the income that you want. And then the next bit is we have a program that can help you. That's going to cost you $15,000 and buy the program, and then overcome the objections. So I've turned that all around on the head. What I go and teach is that when you have a strategy session for 45 minutes, you go and deliver value all the way. You show the person in front of you what they need to do, okay? And you really connect with them deeply. And I often have people who are very emotional when I'm talking to them because they get so upset about the trouble they're in with the technology, for instance, and that the fact that they can't make this work. So they get very emotional about it. And then I'm telling them what they need to have in place to make this happen. Right? And I spend 45 minutes telling them, and people are telling me, I'm telling them things that nobody else has told them before. I've clarified it so they understand what is a lead magnet. When they come into it, even if they have been in the JV world for several months and they're told you need to have a lead magnet, they don't understand what a lead magnet is and what it will do for their business. Right? So when I spend 45 minutes telling them everything about this, then what happens is that when they know that they need help, they'll come to me, because I was the one who gave them all of this knowledge and information. And what I do is I teach other people to do the same. I teach them how they become the trusted advisor in their market, so people will come to them and ask for help.
Excellent. I'd love to pull your gift up online and showcase what.
Yeah, let's take a look. I like that lead magnet. I like saying lead magnet. Because I mean, that's a great description of what you do.
It is, because, you know, the communities that I am in at the moment, which is JVology, it is, and other communities where we're talking about joint ventures all the time. The questions I hear are like, what is a lead magnet? Should I have a call to action in my lead magnet? You know, how do I get it connected? What kind of lead magnet should I have? So what I did was I put together I'm calling it the masterclass. So to show you what you actually need to do with a lead magnet. How does it work? What kind of types of lead magnets can you have? What do you need to focus on when you're creating on your own lead magnet? What is the messaging going to be in your lead magnet? How do you follow that up with a sequence of emails, and why do you do it? I've been working for a few years as an employee, or rather as a consultant, I should say, to a company which has a mailing list of several 100,000 prospects on their list. 90% of the list was built using lead magnets. You know, they had joint venture partners and they've done launches. And when they do a launch, they typically do a six-figure sum on the launches, and they do 8 figures overall in business, based on 90% of their list being built with lead magnets. This is so crucially important. People have no idea how important a lead magnet is to being successful. So I thought, when I was told to give lots of value, I thought to myself, well, what's more perfect than saying, hey, we're all giving away lead magnets. Let's do a masterclass on what is a lead magnet and how do you use that in your business.
I agree. It's more valuable than people realize. It is a question that comes up often. What should I give away? What should my lead magnet be? And I was just in one of our global lounge calls talking with Doug Sandler, who's one of our mastery clients, who runs a very successful podcast. And he was saying that when somebody wants to come in and be a guest, his first question is, how easy is it for me to share what you have to offer? Basically meaning, how great is that lead magnet? Is what you have to offer exciting enough that his audience will want to get it? And then that will start the process of them doing a JV. And so that really made me stop and think about this differently and put more weight on what is it that you're actually offering in the lead magnet. And so I recommend anyone who's watching this, if you're building your list or in the JV world or looking to get in, to take advantage of Steve's gift here and really master that. We probably have one already, but let's take it up a notch. I'm sure there's room for improvement.
No, absolutely. And there's a lot of tips that you can use there, even if you already have a lead magnet, because it's all the way about how do you think about your target market and what you do in your lead magnet. And by the way, when this giveaway is finished, this is going onto my website and I'm selling this masterclass for $97.
Okay.
Okay, that will happen the day after this giveaway is over. So grab it now.
Yeah. And Steve, you also mentioned about joint ventures earlier. Do you participate in quite a few joint ventures? How has that been beneficial for you?
Well, it's this is actually my first year in business. I've only been really going for 2 months in my business because I spent 20 years learning and the last 3 years of it trying to figure out what I'm going to offer. And so my journey with joint ventures is just starting. But what I can say, from a joint venture perspective is that being part of these communities, the amount of support I've received, the amount of support I've been able to give, and what I've learned, and everybody being so generous with what they're doing is just incredible. So I think it's been a fantastic community to be. And in fact, it was a JV community that made me take the decision to actually quit my full-time job where I was making 6-figure salary.
Wow.
Right. So I went from that to then.
Fast, right?
That's a leap, isn't it?
It is a leap, and quite a scary one, but you got to do it.
But you're probably having way more fun, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, that's what most people say who've left their corporate jobs to do their, to just follow their passion or something that they're really, like you have the whole story about your father. And yeah, that's exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
It is. And I have to say, one of my favorite things about being in these joint venture communities and meeting people like yourself is we're a unique people that are the ones that go after what they want and are willing to kind of put it on the line. So you find yourself in good company. All right. So quick, fun question to wrap this up. It is, would you rather live as an under the ocean or on the moon?
Oh, that's quite an easy one to answer.
Oh.
I can tell you why it's an easy one to answer. When you are deep underwater, there is very little you can see, but when you're on the moon, you have the whole world in front of you.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to have you part of the JVology now, Steve, and looking forward to many more interviews and adventures and things to come and growing your business. And as you are helping our community to master that element of the landing page, which is the lead magnet, which is so very important.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And thank you for having me. And also, if anybody has any questions about lead magnets within the JVology community, just tag me and ask questions, and I will do my best to answer.
Thank you, Steve. So head on over JVologyGiveaway.com and look for Steve Erickson, the Lead Magnet Masterclass. Click on Get Gift, valued at $97. A free masterclass, and get in there and get your lead magnet going.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Care. You too. We're back. We're staying on time. This is, I think, good.
I think so
when you're on time, like that whole schedule that Cherise set up.
Like clockwork, everything's going super smoothly, and just such great, valuable, necessary gifts all throughout, and great people that we have. So really excited. All right. So good timing. I think the clock is surrounded by bees.
There's some feedback there. Oh, is it gone? I think it's better.
It's muted. Try again, Hawk. Let's see if we can.
What do we do with that?
Hawk's our tech expert. How's it going? From behind the scenes for us. So round of applause for everyone watching for Cherise and her beautiful orchestration behind the scenes. Thank you so much.
All right, can you hear me now?
There we go.
I'm on a different mic, so.
Yeah, we got you now, Hawk.
Cool.
I knew that if anyone could solve this problem, it's you, Hawk, because you're quite tech savvy.
I've got like 5 microphones, so.
Some people are just overachievers.
5 microphones.
I really have 2, but that's okay.
Oh, that's great.
Exaggerated a little.
All
right.
Well,
I appreciate you having me on.
The funnel genius has arrived.
That's right.
It's actually great timing. We were just talking with Steve Erickson, who his gift is helping people create a dynamic lead magnet. And a lead magnet is just, one crucial element in the funnel. And you are going to be talking about funnels. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Hawk?
Yeah, my name is Hawk Kato. I'm the funnel genius, and we created Funnel Magazine as well as the Lead Funnel Framework. And super excited to be helping people around the world help scale their business. We're on a mission to help 100,000 entrepreneurs grow their business by $100,000 in profit, not just money, because revenue doesn't mean anything. so that they can actually make an impact on the world and become a market maker, which means that you dominate a market and you actually create your own market versus trying to compete with everybody else. Because competing sucks when you don't have to, and you don't have to compete. Just saying.
All right, I agree. I would love to hear your perspective. You don't have to compete. Why is that?
Well, first of all, there's a ton of people out there. There's like 7 billion people on this planet. So there's always enough business for everyone. So that's number one. The second is that you are your own, you have a unique experience. You are not a commodity. And if you're focused on trying to compete on price and you're trying to do what everybody else is doing, then you are going to compete on price and you are going to be seen as a commodity to everybody in the world. Whereas if you come up with a unique offer and a unique perspective to be able to bring to the marketplace, then you can create an entire market of your own. We have not competed in our agency, our former agency, and pretty much every business that we've created, we've set it up so we don't compete. Like my competitors, right, will actually promote me because I offer something unique that they don't. And then, of course, we pay commission and vice versa as well. We find the competitor, quote unquote competitors who would actually be able to serve our audience to do something specific that we don't want to or are not able to provide. And so if you focus on how you can create your own market and how you can provide unique value to the marketplace, then you will not ever have to worry about competition.
Right.
Yeah, that unique value is a critical piece there.
Absolutely.
Yes. So who do you serve? Would that be, who's your ideal client, customer?
Who do you want in the funnel, Hawk?
Who do we want in our funnel? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. So our primary goal is to help entrepreneurs. We have a couple different stages that we work with them at, and depending on the stage, depends on the offer that they're going to see. So for this, for what we're sharing today, these are for companies that are under a couple 100,000. Usually they've been in business. They've actually, they know what they're doing. They're just trying to figure out the online marketing thing or the funnel thing, as everybody likes to say. So we're there to support them in figuring out how to grow their list, because one of the biggest challenges that we see entrepreneurs face is they can grow a business, but then when something like COVID happens, they have no idea how to sustain their business. And right, if you have a list, now you have a constant traffic source. We've had consistent flow of traffic, consistent flow of income because we have our own lists. And there's not just email lists. Email lists are obviously one of the most powerful and important to have, but you have your Facebook groups, you have your, your pages, you have phone numbers. There's all sorts of different types of pixel lists as well, right? If you're doing advertising. So these are all different things that you want to have in your business. And that's more complicated. And we go into those sorts of things in our advanced trainings and things that, I'm happy to share with you down the road. But right now, like, I want you to focus on creating a list of active prospects who want and are hungry for what you have to offer, right? They are looking for a solution. They're not looking to go down a deep rabbit hole with you at the moment. They're trying to figure out if you are the right provider, you're the right vendor, the right solution for what they're looking for. And if you can prove that with a lead magnet, then they'll be happy to be on your list. And then if you can engage them and indoctrinate them and connect with them in a way that shows them that you understand their challenges, you understand their plights, and you know the solution forward, then they will follow you and they'll buy everything that you have.
That's awesome. So let's I want to add your gift in. So we're talking about the list specifically, and then I have a question after you tell me what this is.
Sure. So this is our lead funnel framework training. I show you step-by-step what I do to create a lead magnet basically every single day. I've created over 100 lead magnets this year alone. And it's really, really simple. And then build the funnel and drive traffic all in under an hour. So it's a 53-minute training video where I walk you like every step of the way that I go through to actually create a highly profitable and highly successful and high converting lead funnel that then drives traffic into our core offers and gets them, gets the buyer to move down the funnel. There's also checklists, there's swipe files, you get our actual lead funnel template. So all you got to do is fill in the blanks. Basically, my goal is that you should be able to implement this entire thing in under an hour and go through this whole process for yourself. Now, it might take you a little bit more the first couple of times, right?
I'm just scratching my head going, I spent all day trying to pull something together like this.
Lead magnets are, and maybe Steve talked about this, lead magnets are, most of the time people complicate lead magnet creation, like creating this entire thing. Like, it's not complicated. As a matter of fact, if it takes more than 7 minutes for somebody to consume your lead magnet, then it probably took you too long to create it, and it will never be utilized or never be consumed by them. Right? If they look at it and it's a 53-page manual or a 53-page book, while that's super valuable and some people will love it and continue down that path, it's often too much, right? So if you want to give away that higher value thing, you're better off creating a quick start guide or an action guide or a 5-minute or 10-minute training or 7-minute training rather, and putting it on the front end and then offering that as a second free lead magnet, or even offering it for $5 or $1 or $7, something really low ticket to get them into your world and get them committed to actually learning from you.
Yeah.
It's such a great point, and we need to let that soak in. I imagine there's some statistics that go behind that, what you just said about keeping it quick, because we tend to get in this place of wanting to over deliver and it needs to be more valuable and more valuable. And I'm going to give them all of this and all of this. But people are, if they're short on anything, it's time.
Yeah.
So if we can just shorten the curve, give them something they can go boom, boom, boom. Oh, I like that. So I love what you just said. I'm going to.
And because of Jay, we're creating a 5-day lead magnet creation challenge, actually. So we'll be going through this entire process, going through our entire lead magnet creation formula. And I walk you like step by step. And by the end of the 5 days, you'll have that. So if you get our gift, you'll get an invitation to that later. I don't know the exact date that's coming out yet. We're still putting it on the docket for next quarter. But that's going to be extremely powerful for you. And the biggest thing, like, if I want you to think about something for a moment. If you're running traffic, or let's say you're browsing Facebook, right? And you're running through and you go, oh, that's a cool ad. And you click on it and then you go do it and you're like, okay, I got to spend 3 hours to watch a webinar, or I got to spend, the next 5 days, right? A 5-day challenge is great, but I would never drive cold traffic to that same thing, right? If I was driving cold traffic to that, you're like, well, I got to spend the next 5 days. I have to be willing to commit to that in order for me to be like, yes, I like you, versus a quick checklist that says, hey, you need these 5 things in your business in order to create a quick lead magnet, right? I'm going to take the exact same content that's in the training, and I'm going to have like a 5 quick steps, right? A quick start guide. And it'll be 2 pages, maybe 1 page if possible, right? And that will be the front end. And then page 2 is going to be the 5-day challenge where, hey, if you want to take a deeper dive and you want me to walk you through this entire process over the next 5 days, all you got to do is register here. And so I'll get name, email, and phone number on page 1, and then I'll get their address on page 2. And now I have more information, and I can call them. I can send a mail, direct mail, which is often never used and one of the most powerful tools. And being able to have keep them going through that funnel, and then they'll continue to get more and more value. They'll get indoctrinated with our content, and it's extremely valuable. So think about the user when they're browsing, not the value you want to provide to them, because it's often too much. They're not able to consume it. And if they can't build that trust with you within those first couple minutes, they're never going to continue on with you.
There's a lot to all of this, right? There's a lot to doing 5-day challenges. There's a lot to the strategy behind it all. And I hate to see people spending so much time and effort into something and missing a piece of the strategy where it's just not flowing properly. So to connect with you, someone who knows what that looks like, knows the funnel, it only makes sense to me to say, hey, go talk to Hawk, make sure that the strategies that you have in place or that you think you're going to do is actually a congruent flow from where you're starting to what you want your outcome to be. Because any broken link along the way and the whole process just didn't convert. And go through the motions just gets exhausting. Doesn't make us any money unless it converts at the end.
Yeah,
absolutely.
People get really frustrated with funnels. I hear that a lot. When it, like you said, Krista, when it's not working. So yeah, you obviously know what's, you can help anybody set that up.
Well,
so
we can.
Do you teach it and do it? Do you have a done for you?
We do. We do have it done for you. The only thing that we open up to any business is our lead magnet, like a lead funnel. That's the only thing that we ever open up to everybody in order to work with us on a higher, like on other funnels. We have a lot of requirements. If you look behind me, I have a 10-page document of my target avatar. And if you don't fit something that, like if you're not kind of in that, then we just, we'll refer you to somebody else, but we don't work with anybody who's not a perfect client for us. Because I've been doing this for a long time. And when I work with somebody or had worked with somebody that I didn't purely love working with and I wasn't enrolled in their vision, the relationship wasn't as exciting and wasn't as successful for anybody. So I'd rather hand you off to somebody who is a great fit. Like for instance, somebody comes to me for supplement funnels, I refer them out to somebody I know will crush it every time, and I will never touch a supplement funnel. It's just not possible. Right. It's very, very specific. We only do 3 funnels. We do book funnels, which we are probably one of the best in the industry at doing. We do webinar funnels and we do application funnels, and that's it. Got it.
Well, thank you, Hawk. And let's get everybody over to JVologyGiveaway.com. And you want to look for the Funnel Genius, Hawk Mikado, and take advantage of that gift valued at $97, Lead Funnel Framework Training. So go get it. And thanks for sharing your genius.
LeadFunnelFramework.com/JVology giveaway. And that'll also send you.
Awesome. Grab that. Fantastic. Great to see you, Hawk.
Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day.
You too.
All right, everybody, we are moving and grooving. We are been at day 1 for 2 hours and 15 minutes, back to back with incredible contributors, all offering amazing free content to everyone who is watching. If you watch this later, if you catch the replay, even if you don't see it, you can still go and get your gifts. And coming up now, next, ready, set, go, is Stacy. How are you, Stacy?
I'm great. How are you ladies this afternoon?
Good. Hi, Stacy.
Wonderful. Done for you. Concierge. Then we all need a concierge these days. Specifically, what it is that you do for people, Stacy.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited to be in this giveaway. So what we do for people is thought leaders hire us to help generate leads through online events like giveaways, summits, challenges, even just getting some of their basic web page things up and running, taking the things that Hawk was just talking about, and that the lead magnets, taking those things and helping people with the backside, the tech backstage. So we do your tech backstage so that you can worry about, okay, what am I going to put in this lead funnel? And then we get it, or in this lead magnet, and then we put it in the right place and make sure that the funnels on the back, things like funnels like Hawk might create are working in the backstage side of whatever system you're working in. So systems like InfluencerSoft, WordPress, Kartra, we work in multiple ones depending on where our people are.
It's so great that you do this, Stacy, and for so many solopreneurs out there that it feels like a one-person show. And you might look and you may look to other people ahead of you in this game of life, who are also relatively looking like a solopreneur, but you don't always realize that they have a whole entire team behind them. And JVology and what Jay does is a perfect example. Even producing this right now, Therese is there in the background. Michelle's been there.
I've been on that backstage.
Yes, you were backstage with us for JVology Live, and
you were fantastic, by the way. Thank you for that.
My phrase about that is, and specifically to Jay, is it takes a village to raise a Jay.
It does. It does.
I cannot argue with that.
I'm sure you can't at all argue with that, Corey.
The more, the better, because holy man, just keeping track.
Yeah, but it's hard as a solopreneur in any area. Is, you know, you go into this thinking, I'm going to do everything myself, and then you realize,
right,
I can't do all this myself. I have to have others. And then you start realizing you have to, you know, and that's where the joint venture, that's where JVology itself has the magic, I think, is because the JVology family itself becomes part of your team if you know, meet people, and it's how you serve and support each other, you know, with things, because we each do different pieces of the same puzzle and can help each other with that. There's Therese with the
JVology hashtag, JVology magic. I like that. I think you just started something.
I'll take it. I love it. All right, so Stacey, this world of online everything is where we're all living right now and adjusting. So whether it is a summit, it's some sort of a challenge, of live stream like this, there is support that needs to be done, both leading up to it, during it, and follow up. And that is what your Done For You concierge service provides people. Is that correct?
Yeah, right. So, and a lot of what I think what people don't realize is it, like you said, leading up to it, because it takes a large amount of planning. Even if you have a team of, you know, 20 people, or if you have a team of 2, it still takes a large amount of planning ahead of time if you want things to work as smoothly as you guys see things working here. That's because there was planning that went into how that's going to work, who's going to go where, make sure everybody has the links they need, make sure they have, you know, that they've been able to test their equipment. There's lots of little things like that. And that's what we help people do.
So tell us about your gift. I'm going to pull this up on the screen here, and let's see.
This gift is Done For You. It's branded Done For You Summits, which is the precursor basically to Done For You Concierge. We've kind of morphed, but this particular package is a 10 key elements to a lead generating summit machine. So it's those things that you need to remember to plan for when you're planning an online summit. So we have an ebook, then there's a webinar and a strategy session with myself and my team to see what you want to do and where you want to go with things.
And I bet with people doing all the, like everything online right now, have you been busy?
We've been a little busier than we were before. Yes. As a matter of fact. And you know, which is interesting because Done For You Summits, I conceived Done For You Summits last summer as a and just as a participant in the 5-day challenge that Jay had to find 5 partners. 8 of the partners and I came together and were working on a summit, and all of a sudden I realized that, you know, this was the future of what we were doing, having no idea that COVID was going to be there. So this was, it was really kind of freaky when COVID came out, and it's like, oh, that's what's going to start this.
So you were
It
seeing
was
the future.
Yeah, it was really kind of creepy when the future became real.
Well, and you prepared for it versus most of the world who, you know, maybe didn't. So that's
I did feel quite lucky that I was a little bit prepared, but I want to make sure, you know, and that speaks to preparing other people.
Yeah.
You know, I have always been an early adopter of technology and other things. And part of what I do with that is I can see things coming in the future technology wise, and then I help other people put those in place as early as possible so that they're ready whenever that next tech thing comes. Actually, the video you see me on right now is not just a shared screen. It's another video toy that I've found. So I'm doing a test with it while you guys are doing the interview. So I'm down here in the corner because of this this other little tech toy. Anyway, sorry about the sidebar.
You have a beautiful background.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're talking about? Like your whole...
It's not just the background. It's actually has to do with a few other things I can do with it. I'll just give you guys a peek. I can move myself around the screen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. If anybody wants to know about it, I'll tell you about the new toy.
Oh my goodness. Do we have a crazy question here for Stacy? She'd be a good one to ask a question to.
Oh, I'm sure Charisse will find a doozy.
Oh, I'm sure she'll find a doozy for me.
I got one. If you could bring back any fashion trend, what would it be? Bell bottoms?
My first thought was bell bottoms because it was when I was a kid, but I don't think so.
No, maybe not.
Well, I'm thinking, like crop tops, but those are already back. I'm thinking crop tops.
They all come back again, Stacey, don't they?
Huh?
Is that everything comes back again?
Yeah, it does. It all comes back around.
Caveat that I have the body back that I had when I was wearing them. So it's not the fashion trend, it's the body that I want.
There you go. I agree. Some of those things look better on us when we were like 16.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not sure if it would work now.
Well, Stacy, I just want to remind everybody to go over to JVologyGiveaway.com and look for Stacy and her gift, which is the free 10 key elements to a lead generating machine. And it's an ebook and webinar. And just, with you working with us on JVologyLive.com, you were just, or not .com, JVology Live. You were.
That was such a fun event.
Yeah,
that was so fun that week.
You're a professional and you know what you're doing, and that's clear. Like, you know what you're doing behind the scenes, and we saw that. So thank you for that. And I would definitely go get Stacy's gift and learn from the best.
Thank you guys for having me.
Great to see you, Stacy.
Mm-hmm. See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye. Cool. Okay.
That was great.
Now what do we do?
Are there more, Charisse? For the day. All set. That's a wrap. All right.
Yeah, that was wonderful. What did
everyone?
There were a lot of great guests there today.
Yes, and our focus was on lead generation. There's a theme.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that everyone has to be exactly that, but the overall theme is lead generation. Who knows offhand what's tomorrow? We'll get that when people kind of thinking about that.
Yeah. Do you know, Charisse? I don't have my own.
She's all knowing.
Yeah, we got it here. I believe it is. We've got mostly personal development coming up tomorrow, so that will be really fun.
It really will. You know what I like about personal development category is I know not everybody who I'm friends with on Facebook that I share this with, they're not all entrepreneurs, not all in business for themselves, but I feel like most everybody has an interest in personal development and carrying themselves forward. Yeah. And so tomorrow will be a great day, regardless of what your career path, entrepreneur or not, maybe you're a student. It would be a great day to chime in. And we always have really interesting people with interesting gifts and ways to move your life forward.
The gifts are fantastic. And I agree, the personal development ones, no matter what you're working on, there'll be something there for you tomorrow, for sure.
Yes. So everyone, we want to say thank you. A big shout out to you all for chiming in. A big shout out to Charisse, who has been working behind the scenes, Michelle, who was working with us earlier, and all of our contributors and guests today. And we look forward to seeing everyone back again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Time 3 Pacific. No, 3 Eastern. 3 my time.
Right. Where you are.
1 your time.
12 Pacific, right? 12
Yes.
Pacific, I think. Yeah. And if you're not in one of those 3, then get your phone out and figure it out.
On your own. Ask Google.
Exactly. That's what I do.
All right, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the JVology giveaway. If you haven't clicked in yet, make sure you do that. Grab your gifts while they're available and share it. Invite some friends to join you tomorrow.
Good. Have a great night.